What's up guys, Kuro here. So there's one moment in FF7 Rebirth that's nobody's talking about, which is surprising to me because this point seems quite important in the grand scheme of things. Maybe it's not as important as, you know, Sephiroth's endgame, but it's going to be important for Wutai. When we come across Wutai in the next game, this is going to play a role. So during that mission back in Nibelheim, so this is before chapter 14. I think this is chapter 12 or 11. So when we're going up the Mount Nibel, with Cloud, Tifa and Yuffie. With this team we go up Mount Nibel towards the end, so when we get close to the reactor, what do we see? We see so many Wutai and Shinra soldiers dead, seemingly dead, as well as Murasaki, which is the person we get the ID card from. But those Wutai soldiers on the floor, are they really Wutai?
They're ninjas from Wutai. Which means we're at war? But what about my mission? Did Command call it off? Why didn't anyone tell me?
Aren't we in the middle of a ceasefire, though?
That's what they say. Still, doesn't mean we are. And it makes no difference to them either way. Come on. We gotta find Murasaki.
Right. This is it. There's no turning back. Why'd they do this?
No one told you anything?
No, nothing! I had no idea they were planning an operation. I should have been here. Should have done something for them.
You've done tons for us. Remember that.
Whatever.
Well, I believe these Wutai dead soldiers are the, you know, Genova clones. So these are the clones that, you know, Glenn, as we've seen with his moment Rufus at the end of the game, that Glenn sent over to maybe fight off the Shinra soldiers, or maybe they needed to target Murasaki for a specific reason. And this is Glenn's way in, you know, causing the war or triggering the war. It will make his declaration of war more convincing.
You know, Glenn, I'm on to you. This war is nothing but a ploy to distract me from Sephiroth.
How very astute. Regardless, the plan is already in motion. Our promised land will become reality.
That's why Yuffie explains her reaction. Like, she was stunned, she was shocked. Like, why hasn't she been notified? She's very important Wutai. She's legit the granddaughter of Godo Kurosaki, I think it was, which is the leader of Wutai. Why wouldn't she know? She's in enemy's territory, so she should have been one of the first person to know. And the reason she doesn't know is because there is no war going on. Back in Wutai, they probably don't even know anything about the Shinra Wutai war that's been fabricated by, you know, Glenn and started by Rufus. The only thing that might prove this wrong, or this theory wrong, is that Murasaki is supposedly Wutai. During that mission, Yuffie did say that name sounds something out of Wutai, and then Cloud was speculating like maybe they were working for Wutai and now they're working for Shinra.
Hey, Cloud, I've been thinking. We're looking for a guy named Murasaki, right?
What about him?
It's just, his name sounds Wutaian.
I'm sure plenty of your people immigrated to Midgard before the war. Some of their kids and grandkids probably worked for Shinra.
Oh. Huh. I had never thought about that before.
But I believe those Wutai soldiers are the Genova clones. They may be the ones back in that video footage when Glenn was recording that declaration of war, I guess you could say. And that would explain that Glenn's situation scenario when he was conversing with Rufus. So when Glenn was talking to Rufus, Glenn did say Viceroy Saruf didn't pop up, and he was like, oh, it made us look like idiots. That's what Glenn was saying.
Anyway, you haven't seen Viceroy Saruf, have you? He failed to show at an important event. Made us look like fools.
Maybe he wouldn't have if you'd spent some money on that set.
But no, Viceroy has never been invited. He probably doesn't know this is happening, because this whole ploy was made by Sephiroth or the Genova clones in order to cause a war, so that Rufus can get distracted and so Sephiroth can get to the promised land before him. Plus, Nibelheim is literally packed full of the Genova clones. They're literally everywhere. The rogue men are everywhere. This is kind of a very important role back when we come across Wutai. Yuffie is going to go to Godo, her grandfather, and be like, wait, why haven't you told me about this? Why haven't you told me about the war that's Wutai is firing back? She's going to be so pissed off. She's going to be like, I was in enemy territory, you think I'm a kid, you think you can't give me any information. And Godo's going to be confused. He's going to be like, wait, what are you on about? There is no war. And next you know, Seth was going to pop up and he's going to laughing his ass off. He's like, you guys got pranked. Maybe not the end bit. The director said multiple times as well, the main scenario is going to play out the same. So the whole Wutai being like a tourist attraction, they've been avoiding war for the past couple of years, that's still going to be the same. So this whole thing in Rebirth where a war is happening between Wutai and Shinra, that's never happened in the original game. That's probably still the case even in the next game. We're probably going to go to Wutai and nothing's going to be happening. They're not the war ready people as they were before. So yeah, that's my quick theory on that little scene where Yuffie, Tifa and Cloud come across those dead bodies of Wutai soldiers. I believe they're not Wutai soldiers. They must be, you know, dead rogue men just to build that ploy or cause a ruse or cause that war to make it more convincing. But the thing with Murasaki, that's the only thing that's a bit confusing. Why is he dead? Who killed him? And was he a Wutai civilian before? Was he a member of the Wutai army prior? Or he could be held captive by Shinra, who knows. Hopefully they explain that next game. But yeah, that's my quick theory of that little scene in Nibelheim, I think of chapter 12 or 11. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye.
やれやれだぜ。